All right. Welcome to another episode. Man, episode 53. It's a new year, it's a new me. It's not actually a new year, it's just a new season, I guess, if you want to call it that, of the pupil's life. And and yeah, man, it's been a fucking year of this. It's been a fucking year. And what's going on, man? I I'm starting a new job tomorrow. I My team, my jersey that I'm wearing, my team got fucking hammered out of the Champions League. And the only reason I'm wearing this is because I'm probably gonna get fucking rid of it, man. Of course, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'm not one of those fucking fake fans. Um, no, but there's another Champions. The Champions League final is today. The Champions League final, which for all of you fucking Americans means nothing. You know, it's like when people tell me the Super Bowl is happening, and I'm like, cool, dude. I've got fucking shit to do. I don't want to sit around and watch commercials for 4 hours and then watch Beyonce talk about how much of a queen she is. Uh, but there's the fucking Champions League, dude. I got a new job that I'm starting tomorrow. And I bought a ticket to go back to Cancun in October. So, in the words of my therapist, you're doing a lot. Uh, but, and of course, the first thing when he said that, the first thing I said was like, well, no, just a lot is happening. I'm just, it's just the fucking victim mentality right away. It's just like, it's not me. It's just a lot is happening to me. Uh, but what's the difference at this point? You know what I mean, man? Like, uh, yeah, dude. I got this new fucking job that I'm starting tomorrow, which I'm kind of excited about, but it took me a second to get there, cause a lot of things. Like, for starters, I got the job in like fucking February, dude. February. How do you fucking pronounce that word? February. People are just like, that's a silent R. It's February. February. I genuinely don't know what the right pronunciation is. Uh, February. Uh, but yeah, dude, I got the job in like February. February. It doesn't fucking ring. I'm just gonna say February, even though it's actively leaving a fucking word out or a letter. God damn it. Um, and then they had to push it, obviously, because of coronavirus. Like, it's a new place that hasn't opened yet, and so they were still constructing it. They were still fucking building it or whatever, and they were gonna be finished by like May, dude, or April or something like that. I think it was April, but then coronavirus happened, so they pushed construction, and then they had to push the start date because it was like not safe or whatever. Uh, and so it's been, fucking 5, 6 months that I've had the job, and I've just been like, all right, do I even still want to work there? Um, and then also having my own routine shift and like not working anywhere for fucking a month and a half. Uh, and so it's just all the bullshit excuses, like, goddamn, I gotta take my bike out again. I gotta start riding my bike, dude. I gotta start fucking maybe taking the bus because it's a different route now, and I don't know if my bike is. I can get there on just my bike. And if I ride the bus, dude, I gotta wear a fucking mask on the bus, dude. I think I'm gonna have like a uniform too that I have to wear. Um, But it's also going to be a job that I've never, like a position I've never had before. And I'm kind of excited, I'm going to be a fucking, like, a bellman, dude. And, I mean, obviously, this is all tentative, right? Because pay is kind of low, dude, and it's a lot of it's going to be based on tips, which I don't even know if that's going to exist right now, right? Like, who's handing out cash during a pandemic? Who's even staying at a hotel during a pandemic? But assuming that, like, it works financially, I'm kind of excited to be a fucking bellman, dude, and just, like, not have to worry about food, like, I've always worked around food, and so you're kind of doing both, right? You're a fucking bellman and a fucking food person, whereas now I'm just gonna be a fucking bellman. I can just focus on the interactions, which is, like, the part that I like about my food jobs anyway, and I don't know, maybe this is wrong, dude, but my idea of my job is that I'm gonna be, like, hanging out at a fucking cool ass hotel, meeting cool people, working with a diverse group of people, and, being on my feet fucking 6, 7, 8 hours a day, however long they need me to. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I just need to get the fuck out of the apartment, dude. That's what needs to happen. Is that I need to get the fuck out of the apartment and just start moving. Start talking to people. Start moving around, dude. Start remembering what it was like to live a normal fucking life, As much as I would rather be making money doing this and fucking writing, dude, at the end of the day, that's not where I'm at right now. And I I have to be humble. I have to be fucking humble, because there's a part of me that can get to that point where I'm like, dude, I don't want to get another fucking service industry job, and it's like, why not, man? You're not better than that. So I'm trying to look at it on the positive. The last couple of weeks I haven't really been able to do that. But it starts tomorrow, so I might as well start looking at it on the positive now, right? You don't want to show up to a job and be like, fucking be that guy that's like, all right, what do you want to know if I did it or not? Fucking dude, one of these days I'm going to do a podcast where I challenge myself to not say dude or fuck one single time and see how shitty of a podcast it is. But yeah, I'm starting that job tomorrow. Got to be up at fucking... That's the other thing, dude. That's the other thing. That's the main thing. Is that I've been getting like 9 to 10 hours in. I've been putting in like 9 to 10 hours of fucking REM sleep every day, dude. Every night. And now I got to be up. I got to be there at 9 a.m. tomorrow, dude. I got to be there at 9 a.m. That means I got to be up by at least fucking 7:45, Like, I gotta fucking shower, dude. I gotta ride my bicycle there. That's gonna be at least a half-hour ride. At least a half-hour ride. But, the positive is that it's just orientation. Tomorrow is just orientation, dude, so don't get ahead of yourself. I'm just gonna go hang out tomorrow. They said we're gonna have fucking food and drinks for you. So yeah, dude. Tomorrow is just like a fucking field trip, Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I got a new fucking job. Hopefully it works out, It seems like a good fucking... It doesn't have to be a fucking, dude. It just seems like a good environment. And I'm excited. I'm going to tell myself that I'm excited. Even if I feel like I'm not excited at times, I'm going to fucking trick myself into feeling excited, all right? And Because I haven't been feeling excited, dude. That's another thing. I've got a confession to make. I've got a fucking real confession to make. I published my 5th book on August 7th, and it's a collection of short stories that I've been working on for at least a year and a half or 2 years, I think. And it's been finished for at least 5 months. And I didn't really have a publication date. I didn't need to I didn't need to publish it on August 7th. But self-sabotage me was feeling low, was feeling down, and thought that he could trick himself into feeling better by publishing his book and getting validation. And that's not how it works, I got validation, sure. People were excited about it, sure. Did that make me feel any less down or any less low? Maybe for a second. But yeah, no, I am excited about the book, and I think it's a great fucking thing that I did and whatnot, right? And I'll talk a little bit more about it in a second. But yeah, I realized that I had it all ready to go, and I was like, I'll publish it in like September or around that date, right? Get prepared. And then I was just like, dude, fucking who gives a fuck, right? I was in one of those states for a couple days where I was just like, dude, fuck this, like, I'm not seeing my friends, dude. I'm not fucking, I had just gotten fucking sort of, not used, but like, sort of ghosted by a girl that I was really into. And I've been just spending a lot of fucking time by myself, man, which is easier for me than most people, but still fucking really hard to do. And so it's just one of those days where I was like, dude, fuck it, man. It feels like nothing matters. So what the fuck does my book matter? I'm just gonna fucking put it out there and fucking be done with it. Those were the words, be done with it. And yeah, it didn't make me feel any better, but gradually, as I've sat with feeling down and feeling low, I've started to feel a little bit better. That's how it sort of goes. That's how I think it's supposed to go. And it's just easy to think, fuck, dude, I feel like shit. Let me focus on the book instead. Let me watch some movies. Let me watch a TV show. Let me start smoking weed again, right? Like, thank God it wasn't that. But that is the tendency. That is why drugs and fucking distractions are so dangerous for me. Because it's very, very, very easy. It's a thin line, dude. It's a fucking thin line, right? Between, oh, I'm doing this because I want to and I want to have a little bit of fun. And, oh, I don't like how I feel. So let me see if I can force myself to feel force myself to not feel. And what that ends up doing to you is you fucking, you end up playing fucking Warzone for 6 hours straight. And then you have dreams of Warzone, and you have a fucking dream where you did get first place. And now all of a sudden the thing you were feeling low or down about is so fucking pushed down so far that you don't even remember, like, why am I supposed to feel bad, right? And then you convince yourself, like, I'm not supposed to feel bad, dude. Fucking, Not that you're supposed to, but like, oh, I didn't feel bad. I was just fucking like in my head or whatever. And then a month later, whatever triggered the first thing in the beginning, like the thing in the first place, comes back, and you're like, fuck, did I feel like shit again? But right, but you just go play Warzone and you just go fucking watch movies, and then you become somebody that is completely out of touch with their emotions and just reacting, dude. Uh, and so, but anyway, the book is out, and I think because of the time that I published it in, I haven't really talked about it much, right? Because I was feeling like, dude, I was just feeling like I don't even want to be with myself, dude. Why am I gonna promote myself, right? Uh, but I'm feeling a little bit better now, and so the book is out, dude. It's on Amazon. It's called Palette Cleansers for the Meek. That's MEEK, palette, PALATE. Not like a painter's palette, but like a fucking this palette on the roof of your mouth. And it's 13 short stories, and they're about people fucking kind of like me, dude. Somebody that doesn't want to be with themselves, and so they are either controlled by their ego and their thoughts, or they just escape. It's a book about escapism, a heartbreak. It's a book about variations of my life. Things that almost happened that I'm like, huh, if that had happened, that would have been interesting. Let me write a story about that. Or things that happened but not really the way that I tell them, and that I dramatize for the purpose of a story. There's a story about a fucking and there's also stories that have nothing to do with my fucking life. Like there's a story about a heroin addict. You know, but again, like I lived with a heroin addict for fucking 7 months. So it's all fucking, you write what you know, okay? And so for anybody out there that fucking knows me and is gonna read this book and be like, oh, this is real, this is not, it's like, just put the fucking book down and maybe read some fucking Jane Austen instead, dude. I don't know. I can't stand that shit, man. Like, my brother shared a short story with me a couple years ago, and I read it, and he told me like this is something that actually happened, and I still read it like it was fucking me in the story, right? I wasn't like oh my god, fucking there were people doing coke there. Like my brother, why was my brother there? Like trying to fucking psychoanalyze my brother's life, you know? And maybe that's just because when I read, I just fucking inject myself into the protagonist way too much. And so I have the opposite problem, right? I make it all about me. Whereas fucking people are just like, but not because people that do that, they're making it about themselves too, right? Like, oh, I know you, so this matters to me more than just fiction. And it's like, I make it about me in the sense that I'm like, damn, what if this happened to me, and so I can remove myself from that. But yeah, dude, I wrote this when I was still with my ex-girlfriend. Most of it, right? Some of them I didn't. Some of them I wrote after. Some of them I wrote before. And it's fun. I haven't written a short story in 5-6 months. And with short stories, with fiction, there's always that, like, am I ever going to write fiction again? Right? That question that you ask yourself as a writer, like, how did I do that? I read some of those stories and I'm just like, how did I make that up? How did I just fucking invent this thing. You know, when I write about my life, it's a little bit not easier, but it's, you know, more straightforward because I know what happened. So it's more about, can you say it? Can you tell the truth? And with a fictional story, it's like, can you figure out what happened and also tell the truth and fucking still make it interesting? But yeah, I got it's my second time working with this woman named Amaya Dasgupta. She's a woman from like somewhere in Canada. I'm not quite sure where. It's all we met through this website called Upwork for hiring freelancers, and she did the cover for my memoir, and she did the cover for this, and you know, we can't quite figure out the fucking Amazon why they like reduce the quality of the print cover. But her designs, I mean, that's Amazon's issue. Her fucking designs are incredible, dude. Like, especially like, not especially, they're both amazing, right? But when she did the one for the memoir, I was just like, man, if this wasn't the cover for the memoir, it wouldn't be the same book, you know. And so that's cool, right? I got somebody that I can now work with for book covers. So yeah, man, go check out the book if you like to read. If not, then don't. It's a pretty short book and it's an easy read. You know, I don't write some fucking fancy like Jane Austen type of shit. I hate that. I hate that kind of stuff. But if you're interested, Palette Cleansers for the Meek, it's on Amazon. It's $14, $15, or it's free if you have Kindle Unlimited. And you can sign up for that for like a free 2-month trial or something like that. So if you want to read the book for free, it's up there. And I don't really care if you pay for it or not. I just want people to read it, you know? And yeah, and I'll be, if Amazon ever gets me the fucking copies, I'm going to be giving away, or not giving away, I'm going to be selling signed copies and probably collecting payment through like Venmo or something. But I'm going to be selling those for $20, the hardcover, or not the paperback, god damn it. So if you're interested in one of those, fucking reach out to me somehow, you know. There's a bunch of ways to reach out to me in the bio for the video, for this podcast. But yeah, if you're interested in one of those, I'm probably gonna only have like 10 of them. See if people get them, and then I can always order more. What else, man? Speaking of books, I've been getting back on that reading train, you know. I've been getting back on that choo-choo reading train. I finished, what was the last book that I talked about on here? Fucking the memoir, Aaron Tyler's memoir, probably. Well, I finished another book, a nonfiction book, and I applied the same strategy that Noah Kagan shared for getting guests on the podcast, right? It's pretty fucking cool, man. Like, if this works as a long-term strategy, this is going to be pretty tight. So there's this company called Scribe Media that helps people turn their books in their ideas into books, right? Experts or memoirists. And I signed up for this email list that they have, where they send you, at the beginning of each month, they'll send you an email and they're like, hey, these are 7 books that we're going to be publishing this month. If you're interested in reading one of them for free, fill out this form and we'll send you a PDF. And then if you feel so inclined, if you like what you read, you can leave a review on Amazon, right? So it's like they'll give you the book for free, hoping you'll leave a review, which is a great fucking idea. And so I signed up for that, right? And this first wave of books that they sent, I found one book called You End Up Where You're Heading. by Jimmy Rex and Cameron Halding. I probably butchered his last name. Cameron Heralding and Jimmy Rex. You can find it. And it's a book about, leading the life of an explorer and not the life of a settler. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll read this. And in the back of my mind, I was like, if this is a good book, if it resonates with me, I'm going to reach out to the author, Jimmy Rex, and try to get him on my podcast. So I finished reading the book, right? And I can't find his personal email anywhere, dude. Or his work email. With Erin, all I had to do was go to her website, and then boom, here is a way to contact me. With Jimmy, dude, it's not on his LinkedIn, dude. It's not on his Instagram. It's not on his Facebook. It's not on his book's website. It's not anywhere to be found, dude. But there was, he's got like a real estate website, and on that real estate website that he's like the owner of, right? And on that website, there's like a contact at thatwebsite.com. So I was like, all right, dude, fucking shot in the dark. This is probably not the best way, the best avenue to reach him. But I couldn't find the email anywhere else, so I'm gonna try this. And I fucking sent out the email, and 2 days later, it was like, hey, Jimmy's interested in being on the podcast. It sounds like a great fit. When is a good time? And I'm like, fucking A, dude. I've sent 3 of these emails out. 2 of them had responded. 1 of them is yet to get back to me. So that's a fucking 66% success rate. And it's crazy. I don't know. There's something wild about it to me. That I could send an email to somebody and tell them like, hey, here's my podcast with 100 views. Do you want to be on it? Jimmy Rex has got like a fucking 100,000 listener podcast. He's like a very successful dude, right? And maybe the idea in my head is wrong that like I have to be successful to have not that I'm not successful, dude, but like I have to be as successful as the person that I'm going to have on my podcast. And like, maybe that's bullshit. Because I'm nowhere near as successful as fucking Aaron Tyler or Jimmy Rex, dude, But they're going to come on my podcast. Or one of them did, and one of them will. So that's exciting, dude. That's always exciting. And it's more than just like he's going to be on it. It's just two successful people that have been on the podcast, so that you guys can actually listen to somebody that's not just me, bring you some sort of, actionable advice, right? And also, it just opens the door for more guests in the future. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be happening on Tuesday. You probably won't hear the podcast until next Monday, though. But yeah, speaking about books, anyway, his book, You End Up Where You're Heading, it's a damn good book, man. Like, this guy's a real estate agent, but he also is involved in rescuing kids from child trafficking. And so he's like, dude, when I heard about child trafficking, I was like, this fucking sucks. But what am I going to do about it, And so he found the what am I going to do about it? Whereas anybody that listens or anybody that hears, right, you hear about, like, starving kids in Africa, dude, or fucking a bomb that detonated in this city and ravaged the whole nation or whatever. And you're like, how can I help? And most people don't do anything about it, right? Maybe you donate $10 to the Red Cross or something, and you're like, I helped. He wanted to actually make an impact. And so he, like, trained to go on missions with Navy SEALs to fucking, like, Iran, dude, or, like, weird parts in the, not weird, but, like, these parts of the fucking world where he maybe hadn't ever been before, and he's going on missions, dude, to rescue children. A real estate agent, right? That's like if I told you, like, dude, next month I'm gonna go to Antarctica, dude, on a fishing expedition, right? Like, huh? I'm gonna go to the Alaskan wilderness with those fucking, what are those guys? The extreme fishermen, dude. It's like if, it's not the same thing, but it's like, you get what I'm saying, dude. It's like, why are you gonna go do that? You could fucking die. You don't have the training. And it's like, I'm gonna get the training. I'm gonna get the fucking. That's what he did, man, and that's admirable, and that's why I'm really excited to talk to him. Not just because he's successful, right? There's a lot of successful people, but there are a lot of these too. But like, people that are successful and also doing good, those are people that I really admire and that I really want to have on the podcast. I don't care if they fucking like Trump or they like fucking Joe Biden. I don't give a fuck what their stance is, dude. If they're successful and they're doing good, that is more of an indicator of who they are than fucking what they think is okay or not okay to say, or fucking, they're too busy doing good and being successful, man, to give a shit about that. But so you end up where you're heading. That's one book. And then I've been reading Blake Crouch. He's a fiction author, a novelist, and dude, it's getting me back into fiction. I love it. I've been reading before bed again, and so I think I mentioned one of his books before, Recursion. If not, dude, Recursion, Dark Matter, and his Wayward Pines trilogy, which is the one that I'm currently on. That's how it feels to read it, just it's easy, it's fun, it's thrilling, right? I read like fucking 50% of one of the Wayward Pines book last night in like an hour and a half. I was just like fucking flying through it. Like, I should go to bed soon so I can get up before the game and record the podcast. And but it's hard. It's a page turner, And I've always had this stigma maybe against page turners. I'm like, or certain genres of page turner, right? Like a novella, like a romance book. I'm like, that's garbage. And it's like, no, it's not, dude. Just because I don't fucking like it doesn't mean that it's garbage, There's no difference between something like that and something like Wayward Pines, right? Wayward Pines is just about something else, but it's the same kind of writing, just fiction, dude. I'm trying to be less judgmental. But dude, Wayward Pines, I'm on the second book. It's a trilogy, and it's a story about like a small town in Idaho where the last 500 people on Earth live, right? And they're like secluded from the rest of the world because the rest of the world is now just filled with like demons called Abbeys, which is fucking hilarious, right? Because I dated a girl named Abby and she was a fucking demon, dude. Like, but yeah, it's kind of, he says that it's very inspired by that David Lynch storybook show, Lost Creek or something. I don't even remember the name of it, but what's that fucking thing called? It's on Netflix now. I don't know. Something Falls. Yeah. Something Falls, dude. Something like that. But it sparks your creativity, because that's the thing about like nonfiction, is that it could be very helpful and actionable advice, but it doesn't really do much for your creativity. At least not all the time. Right? Maybe if it's like a book on creativity, then it does. Or if it's a memoir, those kinds of things really hit the nail in the coffin for me. But um, with fiction, it's just like, man, what's gonna happen, right? You're always on the edge of your seat. Like, where's this story gonna go next? And how can I create a story that is as suspenseful, right? There's a story in my collection of short stories called "Thank You, Bob," and it's it's practically like a ripoff of Fight Club, right? It's me wanting to create something that lands the way that Fight Club landed for me. Uh, and so, that story would never have existed if I didn't read Fight Club. Um, so that's the thing, man. That's the difference between, because people sometimes say, like, when I tell them that, like, watching TV, dude, that's just a distraction, right? And it's okay to distract yourself sometimes, but if that's all you do when you go home from work is watch Netflix, you're avoiding something. Or YouTube, like, you're avoiding something. And for somebody that reads, dude, often people will say, like, well, what's the difference? You're just reading a story, I'm watching it. And it's like, yeah, well, number one, dude, reading helps to prevent fucking Alzheimer's. Reading means you're getting better at fucking words. You're learning words, right? You're increasing your ability to read, which is a skill, dude. Watching something? That's not a skill, dude. That's like a default thing that everybody can just do, You're not born not knowing how to watch something, dude. You know? And maybe there's the argument for, like, well, but what about my taste? I developed a taste for good movies and good TV shows. And it's like, did you? Did you, dude? Or did you just fucking look at a list that said, here are the top 250 movies on IMDb, and then you went from there? Is that what you did, dude? You developed a taste? Dude. Anyway, I'm trying to be less judgmental, right? But, yeah, and then also, right, when are you... So here's the thing. If you watch something and then if you watch Joe Rogan for 3 months and then because of that you're like, dude, I'm going to start my own podcast. Fucking, that wasn't a waste of time, dude. Hell yeah. Good for you. If you watch a movie and then you're like, oh, dude, I'm going to make a movie. I'm going to make a short film, right? And it's inspired by, I want to make something like Scorsese, something violent, then you're doing research, right? And you're learning because you want to become like what you're watching. Or you want to be able to make something like it. But if you're just getting home from work, dude, and you're upset at your boss because he didn't do things the way that you would have done them, and you don't want to talk to your partner because they don't fucking get it, and your pet is fucking whining because it wants to go outside, dude, and you just can't deal with the world anymore, so you're like, dude, I'm gonna watch Ozark. Are you researching, dude? Is that research? Or is that fucking escapism? You know? Is it... What is it, man? You tell me, right? You tell me. Because I do it. And I think it's escapism, dude. I'm not better than you. I'm just calling it for what it is, I watch something when I eat dinner 90% of the time, 9 times out of 10, dude. When I sit down to eat my meals, I consume something else with my eyes, I consume with my mouth, and then I consume with my eyes too. And I had this conversation with my brother where I was like, I want to stop doing that. Why can't I just fucking sit down and eat a meal in silence, dude? Uh, it sounds weird, right? Like you're just gonna sit and eat and just not do anything else, right? But like, th- what's so wrong with that? I don't know, dude. Why is that so hard for me? Why is it so fucking hard to just sit down and just eat? You know, just fucking like, just look at the wall. It just for like 30 minutes. Just do that, dude. And be in silence. Uh, yeah, dude. So that's one of my goals is to be able to choose. I don't want to watch some. I want to watch something right now versus I'm just always gonna watch something. I'm trying to remove distractions from my life and go and see how simple I can make my life. You know, I've started with just like, um, I'll do like 15 minutes of meditation in the morning and journal or do like a gratitude journal for 5 minutes, right? So that's like 20 minutes plus a shower. So I've got about like 30 minutes to an hour in the morning where I'm not plugged into anything, you know? And then I go straight into writing for an hour at least. So now that's 2 hours, right? You could say I'm plugged into my computer, but it's just because writing by hand is slower. I'm not on the internet. I'm just on Microsoft Word. Um, and the thing I do right after that is eat breakfast, dude. But I need to maybe I can extend the 2 hours into 3 hours by eating breakfast in silence. Um, and when I cook too, right? Like, why do I always have to fucking watch a podcast when I'm cooking? Like, can I just cook, dude? Whatever happened to just doing the thing that you're doing without having something to fucking block out your thoughts? Um, um, but the main thing that I've been doing, as far as just having this quiet time, is like an hour a day, either going on a walk with not even my watch on. All I take is the key, not even my key thing with all my keys. I just take the key to my apartment, put it in a pocket, take my shirt off, just shoes and shorts, and go walking, dude, for an hour. And if I don't go walking, I I sit by my window with an open window, and I just sit, dude, just for an hour. Um, and if you've never done something like that, you're probably thinking what my brother thought when I told him this was like, what's the point? What then? You're sitting there. What are you doing? And it's like, that's the point. Is that you're not doing. You're so used to just doing or to consuming. But when you sit down and you're not doing anything, your thoughts change. You know, when I sit by my window and I just look at the sky, dude, and the trees and listen to the cars driving by or one of my neighbors getting in a fight with their dog or just silence or rain, right? I am connecting with myself and with fucking the planet. And so I start to think I have thoughts that I never have on a daily basis, right? Daily basis thoughts are like, fuck, what if I don't text this person back? Are they not going to be interested in me anymore? What if I take too long to text them back? What am I going to do today, dude? What if I don't do anything? Does that mean that I'm like a piece of shit, dude? What time am I going to do this? Should I go do this, right? It's all like this fucking mumbled garbage. And when I sit by my window and I just look at the sky, I think about like, dude, I really miss my dad. Or I'm really excited to see my friends when I go back to Cancun. Um, and before I bought the ticket, I would think like, why haven't I bought the ticket? I've been wanting to do this for 2 months. Why don't I why don't I just do it? What's stopping me from reconnecting, you know? Um, and and if you don't give those thoughts and those emotions any space, then you're depriving yourself. That's the thing, is like, what then? What's the point? You don't know what the point is because you are so fucking, you're so blinded, right? I'm so blinded. It's not just you, it's me too. We're so blinded by just like, oh, well, this is what life is supposed to be like. Of course, I go to work, I come home, immediately turn on a podcast, and then don't turn it off until I have to go to bed, right? I'm going to listen to it while I work out. I'm going to listen to it while I cook dinner. I'm going to listen to it while I eat dinner. I'm going to listen to it while I fucking shower, dude. I bought a speaker just for my shower that I'm going to listen to it. And it's like, okay, dude. But you don't want to get the Neuralink, dude? Like, what's the difference between what I just described and having a chip in your fucking brain? I don't see a difference, right? Um, but but yeah, man, if you're listening to this right now and it resonates with you, like you also listen to stuff nonstop just to drown out like your inner thoughts, just sit for an hour. If an hour is too much, do 30 minutes. Just sit for 30 minutes somewhere that if you have a balcony, dude, sit in your balcony just for 30 minutes, no phone, nothing. Just sit there for 30 minutes looking out. You have to be able to look out into nature. Um, and see what comes up. You're going to be amazed. You might even cry, dude. You might even fucking cry, which is the real reason that you don't want to do it, isn't it? What am I at, man? 47? All right. I read this post on LinkedIn about how this woman she takes phone calls, right? And she was like, she recorded one of them and then she played it back and realized like how fucking weird her voice sounded. And so she started to take voice lessons. And she was just talking about all the things that had improved, like empathy and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, fuck, dude, do I need to take voice lessons? Right? Sometimes I feel like I can't even talk, right? Like sometimes it comes out like from your fucking chest, dude. It almost feels like I'm talking from my chest. And I want to be able to properly enunciate, right? And say words like February. And not feel like I'm out of breath all the time. I don't know why that is. Did I get corona and just not have symptoms, but like now I'm out of breath for the rest of my life? Because I've heard that happens to people. Is like, oh yeah, no, like David's just out of breath all the time now. He recovered, but like he's just out of breath all the time now. He's got a heavy chest, right? Can allergies last this long? Really? How long ago was it that I said it had been 2 months since I had allergies and I was sneezing nonstop? Which, by the way, I haven't sneezed on this podcast yet. Or maybe I did and I forgot. I don't know. I've yawned a lot more, though. But that's because I fucking... Dude, I woke up like this morning, you know? Like somebody fucking slapped me. Because my new alarm clock is like an antique clock. that you have to like wind and pull to set the alarm, and it sounds like but like 10 times louder. And I was having a dream, dude. This is what's fucked up, that I was having a dream that I was with my buddies from Mexico. And there was two tables where people were playing like heads up poker. And there was two dudes playing with two beautiful girls. And when the game finished, they were walking away, and one of my buddies was like, dude, go talk to them. And I walked up to them, and I was like, where are you from? And they said, oh, we're from Cancun. And I said, you're from Cancun? My buddies and I are from Cancun. That's so fucking crazy. And like, I just having this very like wholesome interaction. I was with my friends, and then from that moment to the next, I'm just like fucking shocked out of my mind, just like like fucking wake up. And just like, fuck, dude, it's Sunday, dude. I gotta fucking work tomorrow. Just like, just in a bad mood because of my alarm clock, dude. It is so weird, the dreams that I've been having, man. Like, I know it's boring to talk about dreams, but they have been so vivid, and that they're almost like memories, Part of my dream too was like I was at a fucking buffet with all of my friends from high school, and a group of them saved a seat for me. Like, they found a table. I had gone to the buffet first. I was going to find a table as they were going to find food, and on the way we crossed paths, and they were like, hey, we saved a seat for you. We want to sit with you. And the table is over here, right? They told me where the table was. And as I was walking to the table, I was thinking and just feeling like, man, people want to sit with me. Like, hell yeah. Like, just like, it's probably resolving some fucking thing in my unconscious about how I feel like all of my friends in high school think that I'm a piece of shit, right? And so yeah, it's just very fascinating. I don't know. What else, man? Blake Crouch, a new job, palate cleansers. Dude. My COVID test came back negative. I'm fucking COVID free, dude. At least I was as of August 13th. I could have caught it the next day, but I'm COVID free, and so now all of my excuses about why I'm fucking yawning and why I'm tired and sneezing and out of breath are out the window, man. Unless I had it and then it went away, and these are the residual effects, right? That's just me making up still excuses. It's like, well, maybe it could have come and gone. It's so fucking funny. But yeah, man, COVID free. So if you've seen me in the last 3 weeks, rest assured, you're probably not contagious, at least from me, dude. At least from me. And I didn't talk about this, but I started going on, well, not started, dude. I went on a couple just like me and Ellie dates, right? Ellie is my brother's dog. And while he was away on vacation, I was taking care of her, and I had my brother's car. So I would take her to Zilker Park, right? And just lay out a little blanket for us. And like I was describing earlier, just not have my phone on me, not have anything, dude. Just me and the dog, a bottle of water, and take it all in, dude. And it's so funny because she is like the most overprotective dog that I've ever encountered, right? She's not she 99% of the time she's not going to bite. She's not going to attack, but she's going to pretend that she will. Like she's going to fucking growl at you and like make noises that you didn't even know a dog could make, right? Like like it almost sounds like she's fucking choking when a dog when a dog would get near our blanket. Just fucking even look toward our blanket from 100 feet away, she would like start growling, and then the closer the dog gets, the more distorted her growling gets. But I want to start doing that more, you know. There's just Austin, man. It makes sense why Joe Rogan is moving here. It's just such a like incredible place, you know. I lived here for like a year before I ever went to the Greenbelt, and when I went to the Greenbelt, I was like, dude, how have I never been here before? Right? And then I went to the Greenbelt for a while, and then I went to the pool, like Barton Springs pool, and then to the free side of the pool, which is just like the creek that connects to the river, and there's people floating and kayaking and dogs swimming, and I was like, this is my favorite place now. How had I never been here in 2 years? And now it's like Zilker Park. You know, I had been there, but not like this. You know, you go to Zilker Park around 6:30 and you stay there till 8:30. Watch the sunset. Watch people start to come in. Bigger crowds. Everybody's still spaced out, right? It's a huge park. More dogs. People doing fucking fire tricks with their mouth. People hula hooping. People on those ropes or those things that they walk on, the rope. They set it up between two trees, right? People playing fucking hacky sack and just like more of this, man. More of this. And meanwhile, I'm just lying there fucking like cuddling my dog and just, you know, these last couple of weeks that I said I wasn't feeling like myself and I was feeling low, that's what I did. Was just like, all right, I'm just going to treat myself and, you know, embrace this. Sit with the feelings, just be in nature, dude. If you're feeling like shit's not going your way, have that time for yourself, right? Don't just distract yourself with people, but like also disconnect from who you are and why you matter. It's like there is more than just you, right? And I think going to Zilker really helps me with that. Going to any crowded public park that's like not crowded, but like, you know, that's got people. Because it's just beside the fact that you got the sun beaming down on you, you're watching other people be happy, and that makes you happy, unless you're a fucking really angry person that hates people. Just watching like 4 shirtless dudes play that fucking game where they're like slamming the ball against a trampoline, like a mini trampoline, and like, oh bro, you totally had that one. Just like, dude, that's so fucking wholesome. You know, that's so cool that these guys are just doing that instead of like sitting at home like, all right, bro, I got the MP5. All right, you got the guy on the roof. You got the guy like, not that it's better or worse. It's just different, man. It's just different. And you know, I was naturally there's people around you, right? Maybe they're like 10, 12 feet apart, but you can still hear what they're saying. And there was this group, 2 women, 1 dude, 99% sure the guy was gay. And the guy was talking for 2 hours. The guy was doing most of the talking. and he was just complaining and like doing this, right, with his hand, just like the finger. And even that made me happy, because it was just like, dude, yes, this is like people feeling, people sharing, people connecting. And the first time that I went, I had like a gram of mushrooms left from my big trip. I took it. I get there, right, and I'm loving life, dude. I'm feeling a lot. And then 2 hours after I've been lying there, the same situation there'd been a guy, like a gay guy with two women close to where I was sitting. And the guy walked over and sort of chatted me up, dude. It's tried to, right? He's like, I'm surprised that my dog hadn't come to like bother you or your dog. And I was like, fucking on shrooms, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, dude. Oh, it's my Ellie. My dog is like, she's kind of defensive. And he was like, yeah. I'm Kevin, by the way. And I was like, oh, is this dude hitting on me? Or am I like just overthinking this, right? But it was like, it felt very like, this guy's hitting on me. And I was on shrooms, dude, and I was just like, oh yeah, hi, oh, I'm Nick. And then I looked down at Ellie and I was like, all right, Ellie, let's go. And I just started to walk away, dude. And I felt so bad, because I was like, damn, this guy like did the thing that people are so afraid to do, right? You see somebody you like, and then you're like, I'm gonna go try to ask them out. And I feel like there's a nice way to let people off, and I didn't know that was a nice way. But I also felt bad because and this is the stupid fucking, the foolish part of me. I was like, damn, what if he was there? What if he came up to me because one of the women he was with wanted to was attracted to me? Like, right? Like, how fucking egotistical is that, dude? What kind of fucking... Oh, dude. One of the women that he was sitting with found me attractive, so she sent her gay best friend, to come fucking do the talking for her. Like, in what world, man? In what fucking world? Maybe that's a sign that I'm fucking increasing my self-esteem, right? Thinking that a beautiful woman could do that. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that, but I just found that funny. As I was driving home, I was like, fuck, dude. What if it wasn't him? What if it was her? What if it was one of her? And yeah, man, I don't know. It's just go to a public park, dude, if you can. Go to a public park. Take me there with you if you want, on the fucking journey, on the podcast. Go listen to me there. But no, ideally just go by yourself, and see what happens, Do something new. Do something different. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. That's the podcast. That is The Pupil's Life. And the book is out on Amazon. That's Palate Cleansers for the Meek. If you like this episode, subscribe, man. I'm going to start saying that because maybe it'll help. Give it a fucking thumbs up. That's always cute to see when people give it a thumbs up. Or leave a comment, dude, and tell me that you fucking hated it, right? If you hated the podcast, if you hated this episode, dude, leave a comment below and tell me why you hated it. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.